Hi guys, welcome to another Vlogmas video. So I'm going to be creating 3 different eyeshadow looks with my 1 month 1 palette, which is my original Soph Revolution palette. And I want to create looks that are different to the looks that I usually create with this palette. So I really love the colour story of this palette because it's very warm, it's very neutral, but I do tend to stick to this corner here, these shimmery browns and orange gold type of colours here. So I want to step out of my comfort zone a little bit in today's video and come up with 3 looks that I don't usually create with this palette and try some shades that tend to kind of get neglected in this palette. And that's going to help me use all of the shades in here as well and help me reach that target that I set myself for my 1 month 1 palette series. So this look here, this pinky purple eyeshadow look, it's very bright behind me today. It's super cold today, but it's really sunny. So hopefully you can see this look well. I'm just relying on pure sunlight in today's video. This look will be coming up at the end. So this is look number 3. So stay tuned until the end of the video for this look. But for now, let's just get started with look number 1. Okay, look number 1. I think I kind of want to keep it in like a similar colour story to my burgundy sweatshirt. So I'm thinking, what am I thinking? Like maybe some of these reds here, maybe one of these 3, maybe that one as well. I'm not sure, haven't really thought about this look. I'm just gonna wing it and see what happens basically. So fingers crossed this one goes well. For my eyes, I've already put on my eyeshadow primer, which is my NYX eyeshadow base, and then MAC blank type eyeshadow over the top, like I always do. So I'm going to take Iced Coffee, which is this one here in the top row, and I'm going to use that as my transition shade. Then I'm going to go for Pumpkin, this red here, on the same brush. And just do the same sort of thing, so trying to keep this to my crease. I'm going to use a smaller crease brush and I'm going to go for the shade Strawberry Sweets, which is just a slightly darker red than Pumpkin. I'm just trying to concentrate this in the crease a bit more, just to add a bit more dimension. Oh, it's raining. Okay, I'm going to go for Festive Flame, which is this sparkly red one here, and I'm going to use my finger for this. And I'm not going to use an eyeshadow primer, like a glitter primer underneath, because I feel like for a lot of the shimmers in this palette, you don't need to do that. Although maybe for this one, you might. So I don't feel like this one is performing as well as this row here of the 3 shimmery browns. Those browns don't seem to need a glitter primer, whereas I feel like with this one here, this might need a little bit of a helping hand. Okay, gonna choose Fairy Lights, this sparkly champagne colour there. And I'm gonna put that on my inner third, just to brighten up that area a bit. Actually, what I am gonna do, I'm going to use a packet brush. I'm going to spray it with some Urban Decay All-Nighter and pick up some of that Festive Flame shade and just reapply some of that in the middle there, see if that makes a difference. Oh, I think that helps. Yeah, that does help. Okay, I'm then going to take the shade Danger, this darker sort of burgundy red there, on an angled brush. And I'm just going to pack that in my outer corner, just to darken that up a little bit. Just going to blend it with that larger blending brush just to make sure it's all blend it in nicely. And I'm going to go back to pumpkin, just picking up a little bit of that on the brush and just putting that back in the crease. And then to tidy up, I'm going to take Pancakes, that kind of nudie bone shade there, on a fluffy brush, and just going to put it under my brow bone just to sort of blend out those edges. And then in with Fairy Lights again, just to go under my brow bone. And then I'm just going to run whatever's left on my angled brush on my lower lash line. And then some of Fairy Lights just in my inner corner. Okay, I feel like this needs a dramatic liner, so I'm going to go for my Black Liquid Liner by KVD. Okay, I'm going to stick with a little flick. I think that's all I can handle. I'm going to curl my lashes and then use my NARS Climax mascara. And then lips, I'm going to use my Clinique Figgy. It's Figgy, isn't it? Not Twiggy. Yeah, Clinique Figgy lip liner with my Clinique Entwined lipstick, but I don't want it full pigment, so I think I'm going to try and do some sort of like diffused lip stain effect. And there is look number 1 done. So a bit of a vampy look with the burgundy eyes and the burgundy lips. Okay, look number 2. I think I want to go a little bit grungy. So I'm thinking of maybe using this kind of like mossy shimmery green here and creating some sort of like grungy smoky eye kind of look. So that's what I'm feeling. Okay, so transition colour, I'm going to use Iced Coffee. And as per usual, I've prepped my eyelid with NYX eyeshadow base and then MAC Blank Type. I think by the end of this 1 month 1 palette, I could probably hit pan in that Iced Coffee shade. It's got quite a nice dip in it, and it's just a really good transition shade for my skin tone as well, so maybe. I'm gonna go in with a Cup of Tea next, just to make that transition shade just a bit more brown. I'm gonna add a bit of Peaches to that transition shade as well. Not too much, but I just want to give it just a little bit more warmth. And then I'm going to put a bit of my NYX glitter primer on my eyelid. Okay, I'm going to take Pine Tree, that moss green shade, on a flat packer brush. I'm just going to try it with the brush first of all. Might have to resort to using my fingers. Yeah, this shade does need the glitter primer underneath it to really make it pop. Pretty colour, I like that. I'm just going to run some of that under my lower lash line as well. Just going to take a bit more of that Peaches shade just to put it in the crease again, just to blend in that green a bit more. I'm going to go for a little bit of Mug Cake just in the corner. Just a little bit, just to darken that corner up ever so slightly. But I don't want much of a distinction between like the green and the brown. We're going to take some of Pancakes, just as like a tidy up colour just around the edges. And then Fairy Lights next to it, just under my brow bone and in my inner corner. Then I'm going to tightline and in my waterline with MAC Teddy, curl my lashes and put on my Climax mascara by NARS, and I'll be back in just a sec. Okay, liner and lashes are done. I'm now just going to finish off the look with some lips. So I'm going to go for my Estee Lauder Nude Lip Liner with just a bit of Vaseline over the top. So there is look number 2 done. So a little bit darker and a bit more vampy than what I'm kind of used to, but I like it. I feel like this would be a very nice sort of date night makeup or an evening out. I really like this intensity in the eyes. Okay, third and final look, I'm going to go for a pinky purple look, which I did actually practice yesterday because I wasn't convinced it was going to work. It did and it looked nice. and I used this pink one here and this purple one here. I am just dealing with natural lighting today. It is very sunny, so I don't have a ring light, so hopefully that's going to give a better representation as to how these colours look. So I'm just going to get straight on with the look. I'm going to take the shade Iced Coffee, this one here, as my crease shade. Just a really good crease shade. This one is really good for my sort of colouring. And as with all of these looks, I've put my NYX eyeshadow base on and then put MAC Blank Type eyeshadow over the top. I'm going to go in with Strawberry Sweets over the top. Just a little bit of that, just to make the look a little bit pink. Okay, going to put a bit of my NYX glitter primer on my lids. Okay, I'm then going to go for that pink shade, and I'm just going to use my finger for this. I'm going to pack that on the inner part of my eyelid to sort of halfway. And I'm then going to go for that purple one and put that on the middle to the outer part of my eye. Again, using a finger, just to like push that on to my eyelid. It's really bright behind me, isn't it? Hopefully you can see this. Then I'm going to just use that blending brush just to blend the shades into the crease and also just slightly into each other as well. So I'm going to take some of those two shades again and just try to run them under my eyes. Now I don't have any primer under my eyes, so I'm not sure how well that's going to go, but give it a go. Okay, then going to take this shade here called Fairy Lights and just run that under my brow bone and in the inner corner of my eyes. Okay, I'm then going to line my eyes with my KVD liquid liner and then put on some NARS Climax mascara. Okay, eyes done. I'm going to finish it with lips. I already have a bit of my Vive lip dew on, but I'm just going to run over the top a bit of MAC Subculture lip liner. And this is look 3, so a very pretty girly look with the pinks and purples, very sparkly as well. You can increase the intensity of the purple by adding some more or just dialing it back a little bit like I did. This could also be quite 80s disco as well if you paired it with something brighter on the lips like a hot pink or maybe even a red lipstick. So those were the 3 looks I created with the original Revolution Soph palette, so I hope you enjoyed it. I hope perhaps it's given you a bit of inspiration, especially if you have this palette as well. I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please also subscribe if you haven't already and you're thinking about doing so. It would be lovely to have you here. Enjoy the rest of your day and I'll see you for tomorrow's Vlogmas video. Bye guys.